Alright, hello everyone. Today I'll be talking about data types in Python, specifically 6 data types: the Boolean, the list, the integer, the float, the string, and the dictionary. So let's open Python here. If you don't have Python, you can just get it from this site, python.org/downloads. So I'm going to be using the idle, which is what you would be using if you just downloaded it right off the bat and started using it right off the bat. So what we're going to do is create a new file here. Okay, we don't need to use the shell anymore. Let me just quickly save this. And you should save it as a .py. So let's start with the Boolean. So Booleans have two states: true or false. So let's set a Boolean is it blue, and let's just set this to true. So let's print this variable, is it blue, F5 to run, on Windows at least, and here. And let me just expand that a bit. Notice how it prints true. And you may be wondering, if you've had experience in programming before, hey, wait, can't you only print strings? Well, no, you can print anything as long as it's a consistent data type in the print statement. So if I were to print this and a string, it wouldn't work unless you typecast it, which I will talk about now. So typecasting is just, let's put a string here, blue or not. So what you would do is this, okay? But you'll get an error when you do this. Can only concatenate string, not Boolean, to string. And so the error is that this is not a string, this is a Boolean. You cannot put a string and a Boolean together. So what we can do is concatenate this to a string. So now what the output would be is true. It would still be true, but it would be in a string format. And notice blue or not, true, right? And same thing with false. Blue or not, false. So yeah, just true or false, and it has to be a capital T and a capital F, not a lowercase. So the next data type, the list. So let's just create a list called animals. So the list uses these square brackets, and you can put a strings or integers in them, okay? Or you can even put variables, but you'd have to have some variables declared first. So let's put cat, dog, bat, and rat. So if I print this, you'll notice that you might not get what you expected. I literally get the list with the quotations, the square brackets, the whole, all of it. So what if I don't want that? So we're going to be talking about this concept in a later video a bit more, but what I'm going to do here is a for loop. For I, which is just any one of these in this list, for I in animals, print I. And this might be closer to what you expected. Cat, dog, bat, rat, in just succession like that. So that's a list, and you can put integers and strings in here. So let's just put 1, 2, 3, and 4 in here. And if we print that, what do you know? 1, 2, 3, 4. So quite simple. Just store multiple values in the list. And the next data type, the integer. So let's declare a variable x, and let's just set it to 1. And if we print x, good grief, let me just close this. Okay, and so if we print x, notice we just get 1, right? Now, what if you want to put that string with it? Remember, we have to typecast it, otherwise it won't work. So, what the? Okay, sorry, give me a sec. Let me just quit Discord. Let's just print number. And remember, we got to make this a string, otherwise it's not going to work. Number 1, right? So we can just make this a 2. Show that I'm not playing any pranks on you. Number is 2. So you can also add integers. So let's make this y equals 3, and let's just remove that. And actually, let's remove the string 2. And let's make this y plus x. And output is 5, because, 2 plus 3, that's 5. So just a simple introduction into integers. This is very frequently used, and I'll show uses of it in later videos. The next one is a float, and it's called a floating point integer because there's a decimal point. So let's just make f equals 12.0, or yeah, 12.0, and print f, and what do you see? We get 12.0. Now you can't just add an integer and a float, okay? Because you will get an error. So let's make j equal to 1, okay? So what we have to do here is, okay, f is a float, but if we want to add f and j, you would have to convert j to a float. So just typecast it. So now it's 12.0 plus 1.0, and expected output 13.0. Oh, oops. So yeah, that's used for more complex mathematics with decimals and everything, not just your single integer. Now, a string. A string is just, I don't know, let's make animal. Animal equals dog. And of course, we can just print the string, print animal, and what do you know? We get dog. And you can also put together strings. So let's make animal. Let's make this animal 1. And let's make this animal 2. Oh, this might be a bit irritating. Animal 2, and let's make that cat. So you can just print them and add them, and the expected output would be dog cat. Let's see if that's the case. Dog cat, and of course you can just add a space in here like this. I'm not going to get into all the details, but you can play around with this a bit, such as like adding things into a list that you want to print out, stuff like that. Of course, you could actually put it in a list, which is part of the point of the list. And so our final data type, the final data type I'm going to talk about today is the dictionary. This one might be a bit complex, so if you need a separate video on it, just comment down and put it down in the comments. So let's make animal dict, and let's make this equal to. So a dictionary uses curly brackets instead of the square brackets. Species, and then colon. So the species, well, cat. It's probably not. I'm not going to get into details about how to name animals and stuff. We're just going to make it simple. So our first key is species, and it's set to cat. Our second is going to be height. Oh my goodness, spelling today. Height, and we will make this 9 feet. Pretty big cat. And let's make a third one, color. And let's make it blue. And so, of course, if we print animal dict, we're literally gonna get that printed out. So let's look. Yep, see, we get that printed out. But here's the interesting thing about a dictionary: you can get specific values from it. So using this, which is just an index, you use this in a list too. If you want to get a position, you want to get the value of a position in a list, you'd have to put a number in it. But in this case, we just have to put in the key. So if I want to get the species of this animal, then I would put species there, and we run this, and voila! Look at that, we get cat. And of course, this can be used very, very effectively if you want to get data for something a user puts in. You can put it in a dictionary, and if they ask for that data, you can bring it out using this very method. What if we want to add and remove stuff? So adding is quite simple. It's just declaring something that does not exist. So, okay, let's make a new key, and let's call it name. And this cat will be called Johnny. And now if we print animal dict, we get species, height, color, and name, and the name is Johnny, and we just put that there. What if you want to remove something, right? Well, in that case, we do animal dict dot pop. I want to remove the height of Johnny. He doesn't want that to be known. So, and we can print animal underscore dict, and would you look at that? Only species and color is left. And that's just a simple explanation of a dictionary. If you, of course, these data types might be a bit complex. If you want to learn about more data types, just put it in the comments below, and that'll be the end of this video. Thank you for watching.